A mystical afternoon to everyone. It is our privilege to welcome you to Pcis International School's 15th Juniors Promenade. This is the moment.
Relax, enjoy, and be mesmerized. We are very honored to have this with us, our distinguished, who would also be for this event.
Let us give a warm welcome to Mr. Hansmert de John Winter. Mr. Mark Gmail Cobb. And Miss Mary Beth E. Lacson.
Let us also usher in our beautiful academic principal, Miss Elvira I.V.T. Manuel, and our energetic school administrator, Engineer Roselier C. Malveda, and his lovely wife, Miss Diosi Malveda, member of the Board of Trustees.
Let us all welcome our lovely and handsome teachers, starting off with Mr. Jimmy Tanhoko.
Let us give way for Mr. Angel Mata.
Please welcome Mr. Kier Aquino.
Behold, for Sir Herbert Tomas is also here with us.
Let us welcome our lovely registrar, Miss Sheila Marie M. Pano.
Let us also welcome Miss Vilma Magato. Mugato, rather.
Please welcome Miss Mylene Kagindagan.
Let us pave the way for Miss Precious Chat Munoz.
Give way for Miss Maria Elenita M. Lonaria.
And of course, we welcome Miss Rosalie I. Arda.
Last but definitely not the least, Miss Nelva Franchal. On this mystical afternoon, let us witness the grand entrance of our juniors as they enter with a sense of awe and mystery.
course, that exchange of compliment.
Yes.
And well, there are 101 reasons why we should all look extra special today. We have to be dressed up to the nines. Our junior promenaders have surely searched for the best outfit for this occasion.
You're right, Sir James. Today marks one of the highlights of PCIS co-curricular events in the pantheon of social graces. It is one of the most anticipated events in junior high, and a lot of expectations surround the cotillion dance with their partners.
Most of us have been captivated by the mystical effect of this place. Who wouldn't be? We all love the excitement and mystery of what lies behind the masks worn by our junior promenaders. That's why this year's junior prom has the masquerade as our thematic concept.
I totally agree with what you've said, Sir James. We are entranced by the exuberant gentlemen and exquisite ladies. Without further ado, let us continue to rise to start our journey to this mystical place and time, starting with the invocation which will be led by an Althea Chesa C. Castañedo from the grade 10.
Let us all bow down and feel the holy presence of the Lord. In the name of the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit. Amen. Lord God, at this very moment, we praise you, we worship you, and exalt your glorious name. We give you thanks, Lord, that we, the juniors, are able to celebrate beauty, to laugh, and to dance, and to make memories, as we dress in our finest suits and gowns. Lord, we ask you to bless this significant affair. Let this occasion be one of the most joyful, unforgettable, and one that we will forever cherish. Keep all of us safe, that no one be hurt nor injured as we walk and dance. May you protect us from bad people and bad situations. Give us all a fun evening, that no matter what we decide tonight, we may look back on this night with a healthy memory. Lord, may you provide your loving kindness to everyone gathered here today. From our dearest guests, our teachers and personnel, and of course, we the juniors, who are the main partakers of this event. All of these we ask in your name we pray, amen.
To officially welcome us all to this mystical event, may I call on our energetic, humble, and dynamic school administrator, Engineer Roselier C. Malveda. Let's give him a round of applause.
To our distinguished guests, panel board of judges, our teachers and personnel, PCIS, and of course our lovely ladies and good-looking gentlemen, good afternoon to all of you. In occasions like this, it is always an honor and my privilege to welcome everyone in this prestigious moment that our institution, the PCIS, hold its 15th Juniors Promenade today. As we all know, prom, it is an incredibly fun and full of excitement, especially to our promenaders. And every time we have these occasions, so we are always looking forward into this as much as you do, our promenaders. Because this is in fact the time wherein we have to, we get to see you at your finest, wearing beautiful dresses in your formal attire. And this also marks the end of the school year, as we all know, the beginning of your life beyond high school. And it is our desire to watch you grow over the past few years into a beautiful young fine ladies and a good looking young man. This is so a precious moment to all of us. It is because aside from the fact that this function underline another school's successful year, it's not only of imparting education, but also giving life to our young men and women in their journey in advancing to the new challenges in their lives. Tonight, so we are also going to witness of who will be the outstanding student in Paris Spears. Aside from the showcasing of your talent, think you have this opportunity or not? Do they have one? Yeah. But I'd like to take this opportunity as well to thank the organizing committee for your untiring effort and dedicated commitment, holding this anticipating and memorable event in the life of our promenaders. And in addition to this, I greatly appreciate the presence of our Board of Judges to be with us gracing this occasion. It's like what I said, it is always with pride and honor to all of you who will recognize these boys and girls into young men and women of the community as they have to face a new life, a new dimension of exasperating moment in advancing in their new horizon and meeting the new challenges of their lives. It is always my pleasure to be able to address young minds like you, young minds, as I believe that these youth are they are the future of our generation. There are a lot of bright faces that I can see today receiving prizes and embracing their talent will be the most outstanding citizen of tomorrow. And with our children, what are we going to make? Are we going to what are you going to be in the future is what we make of them. And the way I see this place tonight, I see that we are in this, what we call a fantasy land, filled with beautiful places in your masquerade, blooming in your extremely marvelous formal attire. Giving much importance to this occasion and being one of the most anticipated events in high school, it will bring immeasurable joy in the life of our young adults and experience worth to share, reminisce in the years to come. Juniors Promenade has existed generation before us. One of the reasons that it is so memorable is because it is your time to unwind with friends, giving you the opportunity and chance to be with them, to know them better, to consider the existence that we have in our institution. As I have always mentioned, especially to the young minds, it is not in fact the place that you have to go, or that you go that make your life who you are. But it's all about the people you are encountering in your life that can be of help in shaping your destiny. And better to that, it is a chance for you to undergo a transition and conduct yourself as a young man and women. And this will bring immeasurable joy and experience worth to share in the years to come. As I understand and I believe, some of you are moving to new school, different places. But I am very sure as well, I have no doubt, that the time and moment that you have spent here together, and you spent here with your friends, will give you an impact in such a way that you can make up something in each other's lives. So again, let us make tonight a fulfilling moment that can ever be treasured in our life. And may this affair build a strong bond of relationship to each of us, to the promenaders, to the teachers, personnel, and even to our school officials. And may this fruit of this fulfilling activity be ours not only as keepsake, but as a wisdom to consider, as a great experience to impart it, as a gift or a glorious gift from our God Almighty, which is loving relationship. Again, it is my privilege to welcome each and every one of you, and we hope and pray that this event be a successful one to each and every one of us. Just like what I mentioned, a moment that can never be treasured for the rest of your life. Again, good afternoon or good night to each and every one of us, and to God be the glory. Thank you.
Thank you, Sir Russell, for giving us a warm welcome. Now let us move on to the coronation ceremony of our Miss Alma Mater 2019. Our school conducts the search for Miss Alma Mater annually. In the said pageant, our young ladies' intellect, talent, and charm were showcased through ramp modeling, a talent competition, and a question and answer portion.
The lady who has emerged as the Miss Alma Mater 2019 is none other than Miss Alexandra Ann Pidlawan. Let us give a big round of applause to Miss Alexandra Ann Pidlawan.
15 years ago, a rock was set in Riyadh, bestowed with a glorious purpose to develop lifelong learners with sound character, competent skills, and responsible citizenship. The second home of the outstanding achievers, persevering dreamers, and daring wanderers. Palmcrest International School, the home of innovative learners and tomorrow's leaders. Teachers from different places with different skill set chose to leave their motherland and work in the great monarch of Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, with one purpose: to impart academic and moral education by providing quality instruction and learning environment. I was like no other Philippine school in the Middle East, an institution that, despite its numerous challenges and trials in the past, I stood steadfast, strived to become better, and rose out from my adversities. But before all this, I was merely nothing that was searching for a purpose. Until the early year of 2002, when I discovered that young Filipinos are living in this country without the decent education that they deserve. After learning about this, I had a sudden notion by something that would provide the highest quality education to these children and be known as the center of excellence in the very heart of Kingdom Saudi Arabia, Riyadh City. I thought that this whole scenario of mine would only remain as a mere imagination. I never would have realized that putting such passion and patience to this allowed me to go beyond what I have expected and envisioned. I saw how these young people change from not knowing what is to come as they enter until they leave with a greater range of knowledge and morals. I have seen bonds form, break, and mend once more only to grow stronger and greater until their last moments together. I saw them fall during their hard struggles, but still stand and persevere to overcome and see the product of the blood, sweat, and tears they have put into it. I have seen palm crescents grow for the last 15 years of my life, and it never tires me to feel proud for them. From the start of when they felt emotional pain for the first time as they separate from their parents to finding their peace after the remedy of their very second mothers and fathers. I saw how their faces light up as they give the biggest smiles when they enter and play their childhood games in the playground and basketball court. I hear how they fill the canteen with joy and laughter together with the many friends they made, analyzing their choices like a critic and asking Tita if their mother has already paid for the food. I felt happy knowing that I will be seeing them in the daycare as they continue their playtime, share each other's stories until they feel tired and lull themselves to sleep. But as the years go by, I saw how they mature little by little as they try to discover and develop their talents and skills and confidently showcase it to the masses. How their loud, booming voices and surprises and their poetic poems amaze the crowd during their readers' theater, speech choir, oration, and declamation. In a time when they strut their glamorous walk and striking pose, along with their witty answers during the search for Mr. and Miss PCIS and Binibini at Lakad. There was also moments when they showed their artistic skills through art, music, culinary, and literature during Speech Fest and Arts Festival. I will never forget how they continue to live up to my name and make a great impact, not only to the palm questions, but also to Riyadh as well. There were also those precious moments when they slowly build their trust to one another only to let a friendship bloom. How they have their long talks during breaks, sharing their secrets and being there for one another. They also shared times of sadness as they give their shoulder to cry on, provide each other the courage to stay strong and never let such negativity and hindrances hurt them or tear them apart. I also saw how their approaches in different situations change. The discipline and initiative that gave them the title to be known as great influencers and role models. But most importantly is how they continue to smile and look forward to tomorrow, soaring greater heights, do the impossible, and be thankful that they became a part of a family that made them who they are today. I also will never forget that I have imparted in them my exceptional lessons, how I taught the great knowledge that led them to find and ensuring the path they have been searching for. I trained them on how to survive and live with independence outside of my four corners. I guided them with the right values that molded their very character. I showed them how everything has its reason as to why we rise above victory and fall as if we might never get back up again. And lastly, I gave them a home that will remind them to never forget where they all began and always remember the people that gave and created with them great memories and moments that they will forever cherish. 15 years ago, I was set in Riyadh, bestowed with a glorious purpose. Achievers, dreamers, and wanderers of Batch 2019, molded with character, competency, and citizenship, prepared to face adversity and set the whole world on fire with their never-ending resilience.
Congratulations, Alexandra. Surely you are a role model for your co-students. Continue to be the epitome of a true prom Christian.
So we have on stage our academic principal, Miss Elvira IVT Manuel, and Miss Diocese Malveda, member of the Board of Trustees, to crown our Miss Alma Mater for this year. Let's give them a round of applause.
We shall now proceed to one of the highlights of the program, the turnover ceremony. At this part of the program, we will witness the grade 10 students as they pass on and entrust to their grade 9 counterparts the things that hold great significance and symbolism.
And may we call on Nicole Il A. Beltran and Agustin Jan R. Abad, grade 10 first honors, to turn over the Book of Knowledge to Chelka Ortega and Ryan O. Concepcion, grade 9 academic awardees.
To our distinguished guests, our alluring, striking, and dashing teachers, seniors, and juniors, we extend our pleasant greetings to you all. A year ago has passed when this same item we are holding on to right now was bestowed on us, the Book of Knowledge, which holds with it our pursuit for excellence, not just academically, but in every aspect of our lives, which was long envisioned by our beloved alma mater.
For a whole year, our batch has had the sole ownership of the pen that strokes this work. We've recorded our events, encoded our memories, and shared our insights. As chapter 15 of this book is slowly coming to fruition, the little knowledge we have, we must share. The time imprint left behind of each batch slowly contributes to the final outlook of this book. And we hope that the inklings of values and morals left behind by our batch will serve as a source of inspiration and guidance to a contribution of a clearer, more cohesive chapter than its predecessors.
Now we challenge the juniors to take on this responsibility with the same fervor and spirit that allowed us, your seniors, to push through. Be brave and smart in facing the adversities and tasks that you will encounter ahead. May you be models in ethics, of good disposition towards the younger students. Set yourselves as worthy keepers of this responsibility and carry on with the legacies of character, competence, and citizenship that the quality products of PCIS is known for.
Before we, seniors, bestow this book of knowledge upon you, I plead to you to write a story worth telling. Create a chapter worth years of experience, yet never a dull moment between. Be the exception to the rule that knowledge can only be acquired through years of learning and experience. Rise above what is expected from you, juniors.
To our dear grade 9 students, accept this book of knowledge and continue to uplift its essence by always doing your utmost best in every undertaking. Continue the tradition of academic excellence and keep the blazing fire of the torch burning. soar high like a falcon, which never ceases to explore the horizon and aim for its prey. Always aspire for the greatest and always be motivated to make our dearest alma mater proud.
And so, on behalf of the Grade 10, Batch 2019, we humbly bestow this book of knowledge and with God's guidance, continue the legacy of being a true Palm Christian in heart, mind, and soul. With peace and love, God bless us all. What a momentous occasion. Good evening to our honorable guests, teachers, our fellow grade 9 students, and of course, the grade 10 students. The grade 9 students have excelled in academics through their innovative minds, collaborative work, and being active and transparent with each other. Although there's competition in academic achievements, these excellent students help each other whenever one is struggling. They firmly believe that the fault of one is the fault of all. They truly trust each other as if they were brothers and sisters. The outcome of their actions resulted to a stronger, closer, and healthier relationship as batchmates.
We would like to follow the lead of the grade 10 students and uphold our academic excellence through imitating their work and effort as we ascend to more difficult steps and challenges as we encounter greater duties and meet more responsibilities to be performed.
We swear to fulfill, to the best of our ability, to accept all of the challenges and responsibilities as a student, to be a consistent academic achiever and active member of the community in the future. We would gladly share such knowledge to those who are to follow. We will also carry the vision, mission, and core values of our alma mater as we move forward. And we will do our obligations and roles as a student to become a useful citizen in the future.
We would also like to acknowledge the grade 10 students for being a good role model to us, for serving as our guiding lights, and for giving us motivation to continue. This journey would not be possible without these wonderful and supportive people. Congratulations and best wishes for your next adventure. We are so pleased to see you accomplishing great things.
Everyone wants success, but it only follows those who make a true approach to it. You know, the hard work and dedication has a destination, which is success. Best of luck for your future and congratulations for your achievements. Keep going. Once again, good evening everyone, and God be the glory.
Now may we call on Kaina Dominic Palatao and Agustin John R. Abad, Presidents of the Student Governing Council, to turn over the key of responsibility to Chelka Ortega and Seth Sia, Vice Presidents of the Student Governing Council.
Cycles. Our world continuously operates in a series of steps that repeats itself throughout time. The players may vary, the participants changed, and the witnesses anew. But the acts they do and the steps they take are one and the same.
The prior year, we, the grade 10, were just grade 9 students anxious for our final year in our alma mater. The tallest task seemed insurmountable, the prospect of leading bizarre, and the responsibilities were shunned rather than confronted. Yet through our collective effort, perseverance, and accountability, we braved through these challenges. The weight that our batches had to carry felt less, even if the actual load increased.
From the onset of our time in high school to the end of our junior years, we've had the privilege of being the kuyas and ates and at the same time, the younger sibling or upperclassmen. But as we stepped on the last level of our junior high school lives, as we face the final boss that is grade 10, we face it knowing full well that our school looks at us the most. That we are now the eldest sibling tending to his brothers and sisters, not the middle child, and certainly not the youngest.
Our batch has had the privilege of being the student caretakers of our school, of accepting the pressure that comes with race, and of the leaders that this school needs. We may have stumbled, we may have failed to keep our words, and at times we have made shied away from the duty the school bestowed upon us. But we are thankful, for we had the chance to display our love and care for our alma mater.
We shall pass this key on to you, Chelka Ortega and Seth Sia. We may be passing on the same key, but the doors you shall open together will certainly be different. As we leave this institution, we leave behind the traits, the history, and the knowledge we have accumulated. Use that. Learn from us. But never forget to listen to your hearts. For one can never go wrong when one listens to their heart's desire.
And so, as our cycle ends and your turn begins, we issue to you an ultimatum.
Excel above us, juniors. Be better than us. And pass this message on to the next batch that will now look up to you. Then, and only then, will the cycle we continue to do elevate above its current station and open doors unbeknownst to all of us. Thank you, and may God bless us all.
To our school administrator, Engineer Rosler C. Malveda, member of the Board of Trustees, Mrs. Josie Malveda, and our beloved academic principal, Miss Elvira Ivy T. Manuel, mentors and staff, distinguished guests, and fellow promenaders, good evening.
This evening is a time for us to acknowledge the cycle that the outgoing Student Council is passing to us. Being the ates and kuyas may be simple and uncomplicated at the basic Filipino context, but the act of being an ate and kuya is a title that must be dignified. As we step to the final boss of our junior high school lives, we, as ates and kuyas, are responsible to continue and improve the cycle marked by the previous governing council, to serve as a pillar towards the development of our younger siblings inside our campus.
In behalf of the Student Governing Council, school year 2018 and 2019, we wholeheartedly accept the key of responsibility that you entrusted to us. We humbly accept the key in opening the door of new challenges that would harness our talents and skills. The legacy and cycle attested of being the student caretakers which you have delivered to us will still continue. The values you showed will not stop us. As you leave this institution, we would strive to gain the virtues delivered upon us and pledge to walk on the path directed by our heart's desire.
As we assume our responsibilities as the officers of the SGC, Student Governing Council, we promise to pass your ultimatum. Please do come back and witness the transformation that our batch will go through. We will do our best to carry your beliefs and become model ates and kuyas of our alma mater.
We give our thanks to those who have sustained our ventures, for without your full support, we won't be here to serve you. Thank you all very much, and have a pleasant evening to all.
Thank you, students. At this juncture, to deliver their class history, let us all listen to Celine Battle and Carl Eugene Tan, loyalty awardees of the grade 10, as they disclose the memorable events and experiences in high school.
The year 2006, the month of June, a time where our batch was first introduced to a place that we would call our second home.
At the age of 3, I roamed the halls of Palm Crest International School, clinging onto my father's hand as he dragged a small pink Barbie bag with the other.
And I remember walking in scared with my parents holding my things.
We then halted as we stood before a door which seemed ginormous compared to my small perspective and tiny frame. But the next thing I knew, he was waving goodbye.
Same with me, but I think I cried that time.
This is Celine Batol,
And Carl Eugene Tan,
Loyalty Awardees of PCIS, and this is our story. Preschool was a time to explore the campus and grieve over unshared toys, or celebrate birthday parties with mascots and huge cakes. It was a time to run around the classroom with coloring materials and take naps in the daycare as we wait for our fetchers. On one side, we have Nursery Sunflower, where I'm from. And on the other, we have Nursery Rose. These fine young minds were taught to count from 1 to 10 and differentiate shapes and colors at the age of 3 to 4. At that time, the only world we expected to be was building to joy.
It was at this year that the extremely shy me met my first close friends and those I considered brothers, Dean Tanael, Andre Panlaki, and Geo Manuel. They were the 3 that I would get mad at occasionally, then immediately forgive. Meanwhile, Alexis Ibanez was someone, for some reason, I didn't notice until half of the year.
By the time we stepped on Kinder Cherry Blossom, or Yellow Bell, I actually have solid memories of my teachers begging me to eat my packed food and forcing me to go to sleep in the daycare. But preparatory. Lester Malasador. Up till this very moment, I will never forget that one English class with teacher Ati. She called and asked me if I knew how to tie my shoelaces. And when I said no, she called Lester to come in front and to show me how it was done. We spent at least 10 minutes of me just trying to figure everything out. This was also the year that I experienced first time finishing early while copying the ABCs written on the board, which was a big deal back then. But by this time, the huge playground in front of Building 2, Joy, was taken down, and soon a preschool department was put up. 4 classrooms all connected by an indoor passage. The first room on the left was a mini playroom where preschool students spent their PE time. A year later, we're back to Building 2, Joy. I enter my classroom, and for the first time, I suppose it was even more difficult to stand in front and to look everyone in the eye and say, "My name is Celine Batol, I am 6 years old, and my hobbies are painting and drawing." Nerve-wracking, I know. And I'm pretty sure everyone else in the room felt the exact same thing, thinking the exact same thoughts. Is my uniform ironed? Why is everyone laughing at me? Did they notice I lost both of my front teeth? Alia Llanos, a small Cebuano with big hazel orbs. Micah Umengan, notorious for being slightly boyish while rocking her colorful headband. Katrina Gamba, the very best friend of AJ Abad who invited him to transfer to PCIS. She vaguely remembers not wanting to go to school out of fear of being alone. And of course, we cannot forget the genius, the top of the top himself, Agustin John Abad, who surely crushed our dreams and chances of ever seeing our names on the top 1 of the honors list. But of course, we cannot forget the heartthrobs, Ern Matthew Sapno Michael Vincent Caceres, and Rafael Custodio.
Ah, these people bring me back to the good old days. Like the old quadrangle. You still remember it well? The bright red floor, white lines for the basketball court, green lines for the volleyball court, blue lines for the badminton court, and of course, the circle, right in the center of everything. The two brick walls were our Aguan-based war zones. That brings me to the intense days of challenging your opponent just by taking a threatening step forward. Oh, that reminds me of the dismissal squad. Kalin Tubugao, the MVP of almost every Aguan base match. The small but terrible dynamic duo, Carl Andre Panlaki and Arxen Angelo Paluya.
But what about grades 4 to 6? Every single moment you present in front of the class, you are bombarded with thoughts. Is my hair okay? Is there something on my face? Did they notice I used the same school shoes from last year? This is so embarrassing. We as young girls grow conscious of ourselves and we don't even notice. Grade 4. Sarah Luge always had matching earrings, bracelets, necklaces, and wristwatches. Alex Tidlawan joined Little Miss PCIS and became popular after singing You Belong With Me by Taylor Swift. But me, I was often called a rat or a rabbit for how huge my two front teeth were. This was also the same year when the separation of males and females was gradually established. For sure with the separation, we'd have a better time, right? Wrong. It actually started with the seating arrangements within the classroom when the boys were asked to sit by the sides and by the walls, while the girls sat in the space at the center of the classroom. About a week later, the girls were asked to move to grade 4 quartz, while the boys took over grade 4 emerald and beryl.
Fourth grade. The year the Great Wall was erected. Although it was not as space-consuming as it is now, back then it was just a wall to split the boys and girls side, which slowly grew to the portion we all know today. This year was also a notable year as certain influences was brought upon us from the new students, Cal Registros, Joaquin Ataya, Gabriel Lumbang, Jericho Del Mundo, and Lance Aguilar. Whether it was good or bad influence they gave, I shall leave the answer to be ambiguous. As horrible the event was, it was all the time when Arnie Sison got his wrist cut from a game of Aguan base gone wrong. I still can't forget how spooked some of us were and how others just didn't mind. This was one of the years where our class was so proud of each other, we're showing that in everything we do, no matter how unlikely, if we give it our all, we can do it, which was seen during the speech choir where we miraculously got the spot for champion.
Grade 5. The year that students from other schools decided maybe PCIS isn't on the top of their list of schools to transfer to. All but one transferee student, Daniel Fernandez, the only one in class with a nameplate that hung from her neck because she was the only new face amongst a room of familiar faces from the previous school year. This was also the year when sapphires strutted their aprons, pigtails, recycled yan-yan cups, and pink shirts on stage. Introducing the Grade 5 Sapphire as they performed and got the championship for their Nutri Jingle contest, which we still sing and remember to this day.
Fifth grade was definitely enjoyable. It was the year Jenna Barca left, but 3 more people joined our already hard-to-handle family. Von Capiroy, Brian Velasco, and Gabriel Seriano. Our mischief proceeded to go crazy this year as we slowly drove our class advisor, Sir Alexis, crazy with our bizarre antics and behavior. Examples of such ranging from being extremely annoying to accidentally locking him in the library/music room. All of which always ends with him going bright red and wanting us to talk to his lawyer while proceeding to point his rear. Brian Velasco was a notable character to the class during this time, as he was known to be someone with one hell of a voice singing his signature song, Zombie, while everyone just does whatever in the back. This was also the class musical phase, with Sir Alexis giving us song lyrics to turn into something math-related, which led to a class band with AJ's the bassist, Jay on the drums, Gabo, Jericho, Lanz, and Andre on the keyboard, which was quite weird to think of. Sir Alexis was the guitarist, and everyone else who doesn't know how to play musical instruments were the vocals. These bizarre events we experienced were the ones that brought us all together as friends, family, and what sometimes led us to isolating people from the class's circle of friends.
Grade 6. The school year when PCIS decided that our original campus could not occupy its increasing number of students. Hence, the opening of the new campus, welcoming students from preschool to grade 6. The school year when we welcomed our current, beloved, and hardworking principal, Ms. Elvira Ivy T. Manuel. Not to mention, we also had the first ever Junior Student Governing Council, which was led by Kaina Palatao. Well, with the new principal and the new campus, we definitely won't forget the new faces. Kate Amoranto, the nature lover, aka Mother Nature of grade 6 Agig. Being the youngest of the class, you'd expect Kate to have a difficult time coping with everyone else. But she didn't. Kate was one of the front runners in terms of academics. Next would be Jeremis Rive Mesa, the chicken to Isha Banyaga's filet. Isha Banyaga, the chicken to Katrina Gamba's nugget. This dynamic trio could light up a room at any given day and moment with their humor and wits.
Oh boy, grade 6. What a time it was to be in our class. Lance left us, and this was the last year where we'll ever be called elementary students. This was the year for us to start maturing. Still, all sorts of stress and issues popped up, as well as some weird accidents which we always laugh back. It was the era of Pineda jokes and pleasantry. All his jokes were inappropriate and funny at the same time. Although most of his jokes would always end with laughs, there were still times when it backfired on him, leading him to getting hurt one way or another. One of which was his tragic computer flop where he forgot to save his file before exiting, and another was his little boy getting hit by AJ's extra thick math book. It was also the golden age of Minecraft and Clash of Clans. Still, the reason why grade 6 was filled with all sorts of problems was mainly due to our behavior, which led to Sir Bads going beast mode on our class 60% of the time, with him ripping things up in a rage and spitting out sick verses in a frenzy. The rush and hype for us to be getting into high school was real, but the biggest obstacle popped out in front of us when we least expected it. I will only sign your clearances after you individually recite Article 3 of the Bill of Rights. It was the biggest, most horrifying clearance requirement in our whole time here. I mean, who could memorize all 22 sections of Article 3? There are those who overcame this obstacle the legit way, and there are those who managed to get their clearance signed without reciting anyway.
But that's all in the past. Allow me to welcome you to a whole new world, a whole different environment. High school. The time of our lives, the 4 glorious years of happiness, joy, and memories. These were just some of the famous lies from the previously higher levels. The high school department has transformed us into corpses and ghouls, buried under heaps and piles of schoolworks, activities, and performance tasks. High school, the time we yearn for passing grades instead of excelling. The time we shape ourselves into figures of set standards instead of blooming freely like branches of a tree the way we're supposed to. But those are just challenges that our school puts us through, yet it's us who put up our own boundaries. Grade 7. Let us all bow down our heads and mourn for our loss. Palm questions of many generations, thank you for your caring service. Dear beloved kiosk and palm tree, you will forever be missed. But going back to the brighter side of things, let's name our lineup of new students. Rachel Ablang, the girl with poofy hair who loved to take selfies anytime, anywhere. Hyacinth Burns, the much anticipated girl because we all thought we would get an American classmate, but instead we saw a tall and curly-haired person. Jaslyn Pancho. I remember the first line I heard from the audience when she introduced herself. Guys, why is there a kid in our classroom?
Grade 7. This is when we finally slapped on some big boy shoes and got slapped everywhere by puberty. We grew pimples, got taller, and our voices sounded very mature too. With J.R. Pineda and Von Cabroy leaving, we were followed by two new students who was the all-around musician plus artist Nico Cordial, Kais Alkaisi, and the gifted Edgar Timbol, plus the returnee, Lance Aguilar. We had our fair share of stupidity in the class, like kicking holes in the wall from seeing how high you can jump, to ripping off the fire alarm by accident, even to leaving bottles of soy sauce and pieces of shawmai under the armchair. And Jomar's secret stash of secret secrets being revealed. It was the age of more offensive jokes and the discovery of a chemical name, nickname. The definition of which I'll leave you all to find out. This was the year of many civil wars and conflicts, usually between Luis and Soriano. Although we didn't win in any competitions this year, we'd always try our best and never give up no matter the stress. It might be something the losers say, but trust me, it's not. Okay? Aside from Aaron's stressed out mood swings and his promise regarding 7 years, it was also this year that everyone was introduced to Twice and K-pop from Edgar's annoying loops. I vividly remember the time Gabo was given a talk with the famous lines, "What you next will be hearing the cheering from Sir Rudy for slurping cup noodles in the class."
Grade 8. Oh no! If grade 7 was tough, how am I supposed to survive this school year? This was how every grade 8 student of Linnaeus reacted as they saw whose name was listed under class advisor. Can you all guess why? Because the famous Miss Nelva Frenchal, former prefect of discipline, will be their advisor throughout the entire school year. Everyone saw her as the terror teacher, whose look alone could shoot daggers and melt you right then and there. What more when they spend every morning with her, 5 days a week, every week? It turns out, she wasn't as terrifying as we expected. Instead, she was beyond warm and welcoming, ideally symbolizing a second mother. Not only did she teach us to be stronger and tougher, but as well as to strive for more.
The golden age of Sir Mark memes arose as we reached grade 8. Andre Panlaki, Gabriel Soriano, Joaquin Ataya, and Edgar Timbol left us. But a new Ed came to switch out the old one. Edrian Picatostit, to be exact. Although this left us fewer than we were last time, it still didn't stop us from making good memories as a class. Same as before, we didn't win any notable contests, which was sad, but that didn't stop us from trying. Please don't think that is us being in denial. It was the year of sticking post-it notes on the wall with white glue, and was when we were introduced to investigatory projects. I personally favor the solar oven of Gabo, Jet, Ivan over everyone else's other projects. It was also the year of bonding between Ivan and Sir Jess.
Grade 9. The uprising of our class has begun and is consistently building up. The abilities of each and every student is starting to ignite a fire in the very heart of our classroom. The batch of grade 9 Rutherford school year 2017-2018 made a name for itself. Let us welcome the new face who arrived in PCIS right when second quarter started. Chair Daniel Andrea Malimban, the transferee from Manila Science High School. The school year has definitely established unity and solidified the bond between all of us. Unfortunately, we had to say goodbye to a few classmates as they go back to the Philippines to continue their studies there. These students are namely Sofia Valenzuela, Kyla Marie Pagaling, and Georgina Messina.
Grade 9 was arguably the most memorable school year for us. A handful of us left like Kais, Aaron, Robbie, Aldrich, and Jim Paul. Saddened by the loss of our family members, we decided it was time for the best for us to enjoy things for them instead. I remember Jed saying, "Guys, close your eyes," then proceeding to throw something to the fan. It was the age of reckless decision making and backache escapades by Gio and Rem. Lucky 3x3 were the questionable ones, and getting locked in and out of the library and classroom too many times to count. Oh, and who could forget the ex-genocide by Sir Rudy, and the ever so stressful thesis. Then came our first prom, the magic night which only happens once a year, which everyone was secretly hyped for.
But after all those, our last year has come. Grade 10. This school year has been a roller coaster ride of emotions and experiences.
It was as if Thanos snapped his fingers because half of us all disappeared. Rembrandt Villaluz, Jetta Barca, Alexis Ibanez, Gio Manuel, Jomar Meloria, Edwin Ticatoste, and Tinta Nael, leaving only the 8 of us. It led from Einstein to Einstein and eventually to Einstein 8. At this point of time, Lord Jericho has arrived to bless us Ekus in the Holy Promenade. It's been a journey this year, from cramming litmus in one day to showing Philippine dance culture around Riyadh. Soon we will graduate and leave our beloved alma mater.
Now, as a 10th grader, I only ask for one thing, and that is to slow time down. As time passes by, I have grown to appreciate, value, and cherish every moment I spent here in Palmcrest International School. Throughout these 16 years spent abroad, I've experienced firsthand living in an enclosed and strict environment of limited freedom and expression. But I did not let those stop me from growing as an individual, from discovering my abilities and developing my individuality. It feels as if 16 years is not enough for me to learn and develop here in my alma mater. May it be about the Arabic letters, Saudi Arabia's economy, classroom stereotypes, and most of all, friendship, camaraderie, and sisterhood or brotherhood. The bonds and relationships we have developed and built for the past 16 years with each other, whether it be in the girls or the boys section, happened under the same roof.
Thank you to all those who became our advisors, the school officials as well, and the personnel, including Dalal, Baba, and Ido J, for keeping up with our antics, and thank you for molding us into the people we are today.
To the
To
grade 9,
we hope you all do your best.
may you remember our history and legacy. Use it not only to remember us, but to achieve greater things than us.
This is Carl Pan from 10 Einstein.
And Celine Battle from 10 Faraday. Hoping that you all enjoyed our history and enjoy the rest of the night.
Thank you, Carl. Thank you, Celine.
The Board of Judges is now complete. Let us recognize the presence of Miss Maribeth D. Laksa.
Let us give her a round of applause, please.
Sometimes we can't help but be curious of what the future holds. What lies ahead of our 10th graders. To give us a glimpse of what might happen in the future, let us all listen to Lian Ardevela and Zachary Luis L. Llanos from the grade 9.
Let me start off with a quote from a famous American author, John C. Maxwell. A dream is an inspiring picture of the future that energizes your mind, will, and emotions, empowering you to do everything you can to achieve it.
As a teenager, I believe that we all have our dreams. Each of us hoped that one day we could achieve our goals and be the person that we wanted. We journey, and out of nowhere, we aspire, and I believe that right at this moment we are thinking of what lies ahead of us. Maybe some of you right now are starting to think about your future career job, while some of you imagine yourself in years.
or even 20 years from now. The best feeling in the world is to do the things that people think it's impossible. And if you want the rainbows, you have to deal with the thundering rains of life.
My fellow juniors, seniors, and teachers, allow us to bring you, the grade 10 students, to the future as we'll see yourselves 20 years from now. Lend me your ears, and in a minute, we'll take a trip to the future. Stand back, widen your imagination, and enjoy the trip. Let's explore the year 2039. Oh, I wake up at 7:30 in the morning, and it was so early. But I feel energized, for I'm fascinated by the beauty of the nature. My day even went better as I enjoyed the birds chirping happily, and as I take a breath of fresh air. I start the day by a simple prayer, giving thanks to the Almighty for His blessings, and I ask guidance for today's activities. After praying, I felt hungry. To satisfy my hunger, I immediately went downstairs to my kitchen and checked for the food. But I started to worry, for there was nothing left. I even checked at the cabinets or even everywhere, but there's still nothing left. Good thing I remembered the recommendation from a close friend of mine. My friend suggested to go a restaurant that is owned by Chef Ivan Lemuel Aragon. You know what? He is a famous chef, known for his great palate and author of many cookbooks that many copies are sold with delicious meals to try. And he is considered as one of the greatest chefs in the Philippines. My friend even told me that today is a special day where you can eat all you can. Considering the owner of the restaurant, the high ratings from the customers, and for being a five-star restaurant, I decided to give it a shot. So I dressed up and dined into the fancy restaurant along with Fluffy, my Pomeranian dog, through my car. While traveling towards the fine restaurant, the stoplight suddenly turns red and I press the brakes on my car. Waiting for the lights to turn green, the newly constructed Logic skyscraper caught my attention as it was awarded by Guinness World Records for being the tallest building on Earth, and its design stands out from the other common building. I discovered from the news that it was planned and directed by no other than engineer Jericho Emmanuel Del Mundo. Then, Fluffy, my dog, barked at me for giving me the signal that the stoplight turned green. So, I continued driving until I arrived to the fancy restaurant. As I arrived to the restaurant, I was amazed by the huge curtains and windows that shows the view of the whole city. As I took a seat, I noticed the design of my chair is a sophisticated, symmetrical one, and I took an order. As the food came out from the kitchen, the smell of the food was so intriguing that I could not wait to eat it, and my stomach started to rumble as I felt hungry. The food that I ordered was seared scallops with brown butter and lemon pan sauce, and the meal truly looked appetizing. As I took my first bite, oh my gosh, it was so delicious, and even words can describe the taste, for it was so good. Oh, again, I can't describe it. After having my meal, sadly, my stomach started to hurt. And I think it's either because of eating too quickly, or it was food so good, or I got food poison. So I instantly went to the hospital to know the exactly cause of my pain that I was feeling right now. I had a checkup to Dr. Lance Christian Aguilar. Of course, he's a well-respected gastroenterologist, or if you don't know, the doctor of the digestive system. With his assistant, Nurse Carl Eugene Tan. It all started with a question. With a gentle voice, Dr. Lance asked me, how are you feeling right now? And I told him, Dr. Lance, I don't feel so good right now. My stomach starts to hurt, and it's now getting worse. So he started to examine me. After the examination, Dr. Lance diagnosed me with a stomach ache. And he also told me that the cause of the pain was eating too fast, and Nurse Carl gave me a drug prescription. After my checkup, I went to the pharmacy to get my medicine. But the waiting line was so long for there are many patients today, and I have to wait for a very long time. An hour after, it is my turn to go to the counter, and I saw pharmacist Augustine John Arbat. Then I received the medicine from him, and he gave me 3 different medications to ease the pain and to prevent the stomach ache that I was diagnosed with. So I decided, after I went to the pharmacy, I decided to take an annual checkup at the dental clinic. As I have an appointment with Dr. Iyo Yabut, but I was confused by another dentist named Dr. Gabu. I came out to check out and not with Dr. Iyo. So I asked, Doctor, I have an appointment with Dr. Iyo, but I didn't see him today. Where is he? So, as he replied, I'm sorry, but Dr. Iyo Yabut won't come today because he decided to take a 120-day vacation trip around the world with his girlfriend as his date. Sorry, Kuya Iyo. So, I took a quick examination of my teeth, and Dr. Gabu said everything is alright. It just needs to clean to make my teeth look better and to look even more handsome. After, after the checkup, I finally arrived at the pet shop owned by veteran Nico Andre Cordial. Although he's not here, he's a very good one. To get Fluffy vaccinated. While he prepared for the vaccine, I sensed and knew that Fluffy, my dog, would be scared when the needle came to his field of vision. When the vaccine was ready, Fluffy started to shake his legs in fear. The veteran Nico Cordial calmed Fluffy down by tickling him and tried to distract his mind so that he would not be scared. When Fluffy was finally accelerated, the veteran quickly vaccinated him and the vaccination was gotten over with. After the checkup, I was feeling exhausted for today's activities and decided to go home. Just as I walked to the parking lot, I accidentally bumped someone. As I approached her to recognize, I slowly started to recognize her. I remembered her. As I saw her face, she was my speech partner on the class prophecy 20 years ago. She started to ask me, your looks remind me of someone. Are you Zachary Lianos? She asked with her eyebrows forward, and I replied, of course, it's me, and one and only Zachary Lian. And you're Lian, right? And she affirmed it. We have our long conversation as we talk completely of random topics. I started the conversation with a question, how was your day?
Well, to answer that question, let me tell you a story. When your imagination becomes your reality, a greater picture of your future where only you who can decide what to be awaits. Had you ever had a dream that seems impossible? I can say that no dreams are impossible and unreachable to a passionate person who pursues their imagination to become his or her reality. To our amazing, dashing, and extraordinary teachers, seniors, junior, and guests, a pleasant afternoon to you all. 20 years have passed. I woke up, checked the calendar, and it's the 26th of April, 2039. It struck me with a memory 20 years ago that it was our junior and senior prom. And I was one who delivered the class prophecy for the grade 10 batch 2018-2019. I wonder, where are they now? Suddenly, I looked at the clock and oh, I'm going to be late. On my way to work, I was listening to the radio and suddenly the first music that came up was my favorite music. It was played by one of the most famous and trending professional musicians in the world, Katrina Gaga. Her music became a global hit and numerous companies were calling and hiring her due to her impact in the society. According to an article that I have read, it was stated there that the musician is the current director of the famous theater known worldwide. She is now working with her former classmate from 20 years.
Kyla Lucrecio, who was being compared to Lea Salonga for being her version 2.0. Although more modern and unique, she is now the leading role in the famous theater worldwide, directed by Katrina Gamba, and she is now in China to voice out over Mulan on the upcoming Mulan 3 movie. The moment I arrived at the hospital, we were called by the incoming ambulance that there will be an emergency operation that should happen because the patient's life was already on the line. The ambulance came and said to us that there was a need to operate immediately. Then suddenly a crew of professional doctors, Dr. Elijah Casquejo, who was the head of the cardiologist ward, Dr. Althea Castañeda, who was the head of the orthopedics ward, and Dr. Daniel Fernandez, the head of the neurosurgery ward, Dr. Corinne Bogayong, although she's in the Philippines, she's the head of the general ward, went to the ambulance to check on the patient as Dr. Elijah Casquejo said to their assistants, send this patient to the emergency room and reserve the surgery room number 1, we will operate. Lunchtime came, so I decided to eat at a restaurant near the hospital. The restaurant named Mediterranean Cuisine serves really scrumptious and yet affordable dishes. The atmosphere in that restaurant was welcoming and refreshing because the interior designs were complimentary. Due to my curiosity on their food and who was in charge in preparing the meals, I asked one of the staff members who their head chef is and said to me, then after that, I was so shocked because of how amazing the cook was. Head chef Alexandra Binlawan. She is the owner of that restaurant, of its amazing and delicious food, and he is also the founder of that restaurant. Her restaurant is one of the trending restaurant topics in social media because of its amazing and delicious food. I have discovered that the head chef Binlawan hired her former classmate from 20 years ago, architect Kate Amoranto, one of the leading architects in the class in the country, to design her restaurant and how will it be built. She was able to receive assistance from a professional civil engineer who is capable to do everything excellently under civil engineer Daniel Malimban. She gave out her creative and how the restaurant will be built. Flamboyantly, in addition, architect Kate Amoranto had a collaboration with Miss Alexa Lapitan, a successful interior designer, to design head chef Binlawan's restaurant inside, which created the refreshing feeling every customer experienced while dining there. After my lunch, I received a call from my mother who said that my sister was about to give birth to a second child. I rushed to the hospital. I booked a surgery room and talked to the OB/GYN accountant, Miss Kaina Palatao, to speak for the OB/GYN head. She became a successful accountant who was recently promoted to a higher position in the company she was working for. She does the task that should be accomplished within the respective time given, and she is responsible enough to meet the targeted activities occurring in the hospital. Unexpectedly, the famous OB/GYN head, Dr. Rachel Ablang, together with her assistant OB/GYN doctor, Dr. Michael Mengan, told to me that she will be handling it and that it will be successful by the end of the operation. My family and I waited for hours. It was said that my sister's operation went well. I was very grateful to Dr. Rachel LeBlanc and Dr. Micah Umbengan as my sister's OB/GYN doctors during the time she had to give birth, which was one of the memorable moments of my sister's life. Right after my sister gave birth to my niece, I went to witness a court trial talking about an issue of what happened during a surgery to a patient. Unexpectedly, I saw attorney Camille Beltran, a famous lawyer who is known to fight for what is right and frequently prove what is wrong will not prevail. She proved that the alleged incident that happened in the surgery room wasn't a mistake, but rather intentional. She was able to provide and state concrete evidences that the incident in the surgery room was going to have the similar outcome either way. When she had gone over the case trial, made my exit from the court. Before I went home, I arrived at
destination that was the most prestigious bank, BSP, Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas, and began to withdraw on my account. Then suddenly I saw Miss Jaslyn Pancho, a successful financial analyst that I was a customer to. When I encountered her again, she seemed so professionally stable of her own occupation. Until then, I was finished with everything in my daily routine. I took hold of a magazine on my coffee table as I gave a glance at the cover page. The only action I was able to express was, whoa. I saw Miss Universe 2039 who happened to be Ate Celine Batol. She is the person with that intellect and innovative ideas that greatly contributed to positive and relevant changes to our society. According to one of her interviews, she aspires to leave the legacy of a fighter by facing obstacles with courage and the belief that she will succeed. Then I flipped to the next page. I read an article of famous dermatologist Isha Banyaga, who happened to be featured in the magazine because of her extravagance as a dermatologist. She is creative in various ways. She often works with different famous artists in the world. After reading the magazine, I quickly turned on my laptop and start browsing my social media. While scrolling, I suddenly saw a trending news about a lawyer who was able to win a court trial centering a topic about money and power. She, attorney Aliyah Lillanos, was successful in proving that the suspect would be rightfully be put behind bars due to concrete evidences. The criminal is guilty and that the victim's family should be given justice to what happened. After I told my story to Mr. Zachary Lilianos, I noticed that he was amazed and interested in the whole story. He told me, "Whoa, what an interesting day you have. You're united with the new people that you met with a long time ago." And we talked and talked until we separate ways.
Some of you think that it's just a prophecy, and there'll be a slight chance that it will happen in real life. But who knows? Maybe one day there'll be an event in our lives where our dreams and reality collide. When your imagination becomes a reality, a greater picture of your future, where only you who can decide what can be awaits.
I can say that no dreams are impossible and unreachable to a passionate person who pursues their imagination to become their reality. So as our seniors leave from their beloved alma mater, carry within them the values they have learned and passion to pursue their future. As we end our speech, we will leave a short message to you all. Continue to reach your dreams, for you should believe in yourselves and never doubt on your skills and abilities. As what Philippians 4:13 said, with God nothing is impossible. Good evening and God bless us all.
We hope and pray that all your prophecies and dreams will come true.
Yes. So now, to bequeath the legacy of academic excellence and superb leadership of the 10th graders to the 9th graders, we call on Kate Francina Moranco and Agustin John R. Abad, grade 10 presidents. May we also call on Chelka Ortega and Seth Sia, grade 9 vice president and president for the acceptance.
To our distinguished and ever-supportive school officials and Board of Trustees, Engineer Rosalie Racimo Veda and Miss Josicimo Veda, and to our diligent academic principal, Miss Elvira Ivy T. Manuel,
To our beloved teachers and personnel, fellow students, guests, ladies and gentlemen, and fellow promenaders, a pleasant and exhilarating evening to you all.
it was a year ago when we received the gift of art which was bestowed by our former seniors, which holds with it our talents, flair, and ambitions, our attributes as children of our alma mater. We are delighted to have been given the honor to convey this message on behalf of our seniors.
As our exit from our dear alma mater inches closer and closer, I can't help but reminisce of the times we had in this school. we leave behind fragments of ourselves that will forever be embedded in the halls of our school and scattered throughout each constituent of the juniors. These pieces of ourselves helped us survive the turmoil of junior high school, the endless work of our educational institution, and helped us enjoy each other's company even more. As we accepted the pieces from the seniors of the previous batch, who endowed us with the traits, values, and personalities that defined their individualities, yet came together beautifully to form their batch rapport. We leave you bits and pieces of our flares.
You have accepted the book of knowledge, the key of responsibility, and you have heard the history of our batch. Now, as our final will, we leave to you the traits and characteristics we forged in the fiery flames of Fort Palmcrest. As we leave, we are sure that our presence will never be forgotten. For you, the grade 9 will be carrying us in spirit.
As Agustin John or Abad leaves, his leadership qualities and broken back from carrying the weight of his classmates will be passed on to Seth H. Sia. Stay relentless in your pursuit of collective greatness. Bear with great pride the torch that lights the way for your class.
Her strengths are her weaknesses. She always offers a helping hand all day, every day. Lee and Rose are Devella, Lodilian, and The Economist. We leave to you the bountifulness of Kyla Lucretia and Corinne Louise Bugayam. Continue being an extension of support to others with your generosity and dedication in all that you do.
Do not worry, as your class will also be free from any financial worries, as the giving heart of Gabriel Lumbang, who is but a humble rich kid, will be entrusted to John Mark Pablico. May your deep pockets never cease to showcase its generosity. Don't never abuse a giving heart, for once it stops giving, it won't give again.
When it comes to drinks galore, you'll see her craving for some more. She is humble and comes from the more fortunate side of grade 9 Rutherford. Yet, she still has much to offer to the world what she's got. Miss Dainty, Angeli May Villanueva, we endow to you the gift of tenaciousness of Jaslyn Cruz Pancho. Someday, your skills of dancing and creative writing will blossom into the next big thing.
May the artistic soul of Nico Andre Escordial find its way to the beings of Philip Masarap, Von Kio Reyes, and Seth Sia. Flourish your passion in the arts and be artists and letterers a class desperately needs in group projects.
You'll see her sketching on anything day and night. She possesses a mind like no other with a blend of mathematics and arts together. To our calculator, Catherine Ann Gorospe, we impart to you the mathematical skills of Sir Daniel Andrea Malimban and the artistic intelligence of Elijah Marie Casquejo. May math be the source of your practicality and your arts as the eye where you see a colorful life.
One cannot deny the impact music has on a high schooler. One's music can be a reflection into one's soul and personality. And so, may James Nelmida, Pete Yosores, Zachary Llanos, and Dominic Rivera reverberate the sounds of their heart as the musical symphonies produced by Nico Cordial is passed over to you. Continue to create and produce music that will be enjoyed by the Palmcrestians.
Now, procrastinating isn't all that great, but the thrill she experiences when working is her power. One of her skills is editing, and that we cannot disapprove to. To the so-called master procrastinator, Angel Gabriel Flaviano, we hand out the editing skills of Isha Luis Banyaga and yours truly, Kate Francine M. Amaranto. May your passions in life motivate you to move at a faster pace in life.
Jose of Grade 9 Dalton, who can also go by the name of Joey, but is formerly known as Rafael. You and Iyo Yabut may be similar, not only in stature, but in personality. Cherish the gift of happiness, jolliness, and joy given by Mr. Yabut. Never falter in making your classmates happy with your vibrant personality.
The class is never complete without a class joker. Her jokes will leave you in despair. Allow me to give you some. What province do you mention if you want to ask your friend how are they? Hey, okay ka lang ba? I have another. What do cats say when they experience an inconvenience? You've got to be kidding me right now. And last, what do you say to your friend Philip when you want him to give you a glass of water? Isang baso, Phil. Okay. Yes, those jokes came from grade 9 Rutherford under the presence of Joker Jega Castro. Thank you for cracking us up with your shenanigans. From the duo named Kasia, we bestow you the gift of joy by Katrina Cyril Gamba and Isha Luis Banyaga. Be happy and stay safe.
Now, our class, who also goes by the squad name of Team Hataw, will be leaving a legacy of Mobile Legends greatness. Together, our class has reached great heights in this game. We pass on our skills, experiences, camaraderie, ability to take risks, intensity, and legacy to Zachary Llanos, Philip Masarap, Ryan Concepcion, John Mark Publico, Jared Palatao, Pete Josores, and Destin Paundo. May you translate your in-game prowess in the land of Ton into real-world realizations in the land of Saudi Arabia.
Through stress, and storms, our sunshine will be there to make your frown upside down. Chal Calorin Ortega, we pass on the gift of sportsmanship and flexibility in different aspects in life of Celine Battle and Aliyah Cassandra Llanos. May the power of creativity and effort be on the side of your happy race.
You might think that NBA players are people out of our reach. But do you know that NBA athletes are also found in 10 Einstein? Starting with I'm Giannis Antetokounmpo. Who can reach what, Mr. Yavon? What can you read? I can reach the ring, you know? Yeah! Ivan Aragon, who also goes by the name of Lonzo Ball. And Carl Tan, the basketball superstar of grade 10. May the athletic prowess of these three, along with the taekwondo discipline of Jericho Del Mundo, high-flying little giant mimicking leaps of Nigo Cordial, and earth-shattering smashes of Gabriel Lumbang, be passed on to Ryan Concepcion, Destin Paundo, and Jared Palatao. Take the Falcons to great heights. Soar high to the three of you.
To the maiden named Cleopatra, Zaina El Al-Sayed, we pass on the gift of patience and passiveness of our Miss Alma Mater 2018 to 2019, Alexandra Ann Tidlawan. Thank you for sharing with us your determination, self-control, and composure. Your beauty and grace today will bring you to great places someday.
And who can forget the loverboat romantics of grade 10? Those who choose to taste the nectar of love at such a young age. The young bees, Ivan Aragon, Gabriel Lumbang, Migo Cordial, and Jericho Del Mundo will pass on their talents to Jared Palatao, Destin Paundo, and Zachary Llanos. Never cease being players.
Bonjour!
Hola!
Konnichiwa! To the word seeker of grade 9, Leigh Aldover, we endow to you the linguistic skills and determination to learn them of Katrina Gamba. If you were to travel, you'll never get lost and you'll always have a variety of friends. Did you know that there are 6,500 languages? She's got English and Filipino in the bag, so she has about 6,498 more. We wish you the best of luck.
And who can forget the manga lover of grade 9? Smart, cunning, and a moreno hunk. Kennard Ari Fontanilla shall embody the manga addiction of Carl Tan, AJ Abat, Nico Cordial, and Jericho Del Mundo. He, along with Rafael Tote, John Mark Publico, James Nelmida, and Destin Paundo, will be the next gamer gang of grade 9 Dalton, replacing AJ Exert Abat, Jericho Ecorino Del Mundo, Iyo, Noisy Thief Yabut, and Lance Extreme Virus X Aguilar. Hustle and grind hard, gamers.
As the sun goes down, the moon rises up. She who is named the moon exudes peace and tranquility. Rizal Pontes, we give you the art of humility of Elijah Marie Casquejo. Continue exploring new places and keep being humble with all your achievements. As they say, be afraid of the quiet one.
In a class, there are always those who stay quiet, modest, and distant to the public eye. But once in the company and abode of their friends, burst into the loudest and coolest people to be with. That person in our class is Lance Aguilar, and he shall gleefully pass on this trait to Vince Tano. May you continue to show your humility and modesty to other people.
IT specialist Red Jamila Kasagisi, how may I help you? To the aspiring Bill Gates and next big designer and photographer of grade 9 Rutherford, we pass on to you the Meralco skills and leadership skills of Kaina Dominic Palatao and the designer mind of Jan Daniel Fernandez. Your curiosity and creativity will bring you one step closer to your aspirations.
Also, Ryan Concepcion embodied the curiosity and knowledge displayed by Agustin Janar Abat. Keep being the intellectual juggernaut that you are, and never stop fostering your love for education.
Tweet tweet, you'll see her around the campus interacting with different people. To the social bird of grade 9 Rutherford, Liara Andrea Tismo, we leave you the gift of being family-oriented and social by Rachel Lea, Rachel Lablang, and Althea Yesa Castañeto. As LA Dreamer, continue to dream big and may your strengths be the root to develop greater skills and abilities. And of course, to the mother and control manager of grade 9 Rutherford, George Micaela Dalida, we bring to you the intelligence and responsible work ethics of Nicole Camille Bertran and the motherly presence and actions of Alexa Gwyn Lapitan. May Rizal show you the way on being a virtuous woman.
Finally, our class has a tag for our very own Jericho Del Mundo. In our class, he is, for all that has been, Jericho. For all that will be, Del Mundo. Our class meme and our divine being. We pass on the mantle of class meme to John Mark. Where's my money, Publico? The joy you give to your classmates will be irreplaceable, along with the torment you bring with your reactions to whenever we say that phrase. Now, to all my fellow echoists, let us give one more prayer for our Jericho. Now, all that has been. Jericho. For all that will be. Mundo. Emmanuel. Jebby with you, Jebby with you, Jebby with you. As Jebby with you fades, let Where's My Money take its place. Grade 9, it has been an honor to be able to pass these values on to you. Cherish them, uplift them, and use them to not only break through your limitations, but to enjoy your final year in our school to its fullest.
Remember the words a great man once said, whatever possession we gain by our sword cannot be sure or lasting, but the love gained by kindness and moderation is certain and durable. Alexander the Great. We have the utmost confidence in you to showcase your own extraordinary qualities in the years to come.
This has been a King John R. Abbott.
Kate Francine M. Amaranto.
Batch 2018-2019, signing off. Thank you and God bless us all. Enjoy the rest of the night.
To our school administrator, Engineer Roseller C. Malveda, member of the Board of Trustees, Ms. Josie Malveda, our beloved academic principal, Ms. Elvira I.B.T. Manuel, mentors and staff, distinguished guests, and fellow promenaders, good evening.
Study the past if you would divine the future, a quote by Confucius. A virtue worth recollecting for which tells us that knowledge, wisdom, and successful future is not achievable in just a blink. Recognizing the past, accepting your mistakes, and change from your past is the key to project your path to a successful future.
The future symbolizes a fastened door, questionable that would unveil various challenges, and the past serves as a guide just like the moments cherished, pinned to us by our parents on our first steps. The past is our secondary pillars to create robust support in upholding our future. The past is the only key in opening the fastened door.
Through the bequeathal of the Grade 10 batch, school year 2018-2019, comes the door of challenges, risks, and responsibilities that will be turned over to us, Grade 9 students. Now, my fellow Grade 9 students, it is our duty and privilege to accept these challenges to fill the gaps that will be left by the Grade 10 batch.
It is an honor to receive and accept your bequeathal. We, Chalcalerin Ortega,
and Seth Sia are proud to represent the Grade 9 level school year 2018-2019 as we pledge to continue the challenges that the Grade 10 students and PCIS alumni have set for us. Faultless may occur, but we assure you that we will always validate a great example and support towards our vision, mission, and core values.
in witness whereof, we, the affiliates of the grade 9 level of Palmcrest International School, have hereby accepted the bequeathal of the grade 10 level school year 2018-2019 in this wonderful evening of the 26th of April 2019. Thank you and have a pleasant evening to all.
For the exchange of candles and flowers, let us call on Isha Banyaga and Jericho Emmanuel C. Del Mundo, Grade 10 Academic Awardees, and Zaina L. Zayed and Philip M. Masarap, Grade 9 Academic Awardees.
A year ago, we, as juniors, lighted the candles that would signify our beliefs for a brighter year ahead. Now, as we turn over the message of love and hope, we believe that the next batch of grade 10 students will continue to light the candles that will illuminate their path towards the accomplishment of their aim. The coming year wouldn't be easy and smooth. We got to know that during our stay. You may not always look forward to fun-filled days. Grade 10 might be stressful and difficult, but in the end, that's not what matters. What matters is what you have in yourselves and everything that it takes to make you surpass the rifts and troubles ahead. A candle signifies hope. Despite anything, there is always hope for everything. Losing would always be part of the story, and from losing, we learn. We rise stronger on the next battle and hope for a better outcome. We seek to pass that hope to all the juniors who will take our place. Just always believe in yourself.
We hope that the candles we light today leave a lasting remembrance. May the light from these candles guide you to straight paths in fulfilling your responsibilities, ambitions, and dreams. May they always remind you of the legacy we hope to leave behind. That is the message. Everything can be achieved if you stand and believe as one. We have showed a bond we hope to share with you, as we know that it'll help you go in what we have traveled. We hope you learn from all of the things we have showed and gone through. Our triumphs, defeats, successes, and failure. Each and every one of you will face new battles and new dimensions of experiences, and will meet much more strenuous but thrilling challenges in your life. With this wisdom, may you have a brighter and fulfilling year ahead. And with these candles, we hope that you will keep it lighted and continuously burning, so that next year, you may pass the same legacy we are passing on you tonight. With this, we believe that you will thrive and flourish in the path you take in the succeeding years ahead.
As Henry Ford once said, coming together is the beginning, keeping together is progress, working together is success. We can't always choose the cards we have been dealt with, but we can learn to play them. Like a flower that grows through a crack in the concrete. Sometimes, we have to make the best of our situations and bloom where we have been planted. This reflects the passion and perseverance, the devotion and hope, and the strength and integrity of our beloved Kuyas and Ates of the Grade 10 Batch 2018-2019. For several years, our Grade 10 has continuously shown how undivided they are. While healthy competition or competition is necessary and welcome, it should never turn to professional rivalry within a team when it is supposed to work as a whole. As the common saying goes, there is no I in the team. And a team that performs the best is one which all the members are united towards the achievement of a common goal. From then, we were able to see the impact of what strength and integrity with unity can achieve. The Grade 10 has consistently impressed and inspired every single Congressian. Those are the attributes that we, the Grade 9 students would like to emulate. To the members of the Board of Trustees, to our perpetual, inspiring academic principal, school officials and personnel, Christian educators, fellow promenaders, and distinguished guests. Ladies and gentlemen, a pleasant afternoon.
Hearing the Grade 10 share their experiences brings forth fear of the unexplored, unexperienced, and the unknown. As we traverse the dark path ahead of us, we carry with utmost pride and honor the candle that you have brought throughout your journey, that we now witness that without who are standing by us now, we could have not been able to be present at this grandeur and remarkable event. To be a better person or to be successful, we need everyone's hand. It is not always the case that if we work hard on our own, we will succeed. We always need someone to help us succeed. There is a saying that a candle loses nothing by lighting another candle. This shows that if we assist and seek our help and extend our arms for the better, then we lose nothing. Instead, we gain the better. Now, we pledge that the hope radiating from this candle will never cease to burn. Just as you stoke the fire of this candle through your defeats, successes, failures, and wisdom, it is now our turn to do the same. Together, our batch will keep the fire burning. We give you these flowers to honor your undivided cooperation, union, and hard work. This may be their last year together, though they may go their separate ways to accomplish their own goals in life. As how the flower slowly wilts, the dedications, accomplishments, and memories they have made with each other will blossom throughout their life and continue to bring morals and ethics that will help them in their coming years.
Congratulations to our Grade 10 Batch 2018-2019.
God bless to our dearest alma mater.
God bless juniors and seniors. May the Almighty bless us for the great task that awaits us. A blessed day to all.
Tonight's Juniors Promenade is one of the avenues in developing social skills. And I am sure you wish to spend more time with each other. Remember, this is one in a lifetime experience for all of you. So better make everything out of it. But just like any other programs, hello. But don't worry, you still have your time to dance and enjoy the night later. However, we cannot let this night pass without acknowledging the important people behind the success of this activity. Firstly, we would like to give our gratitude to all the working committees. From the program invitations to souvenirs, to stage decorations, hall arrangements, peace and order, and your practices. They've made everything possible even with the littlest time of preparation. Of course, this is headed by Miss Ping Arda, our activity coordinator from the girls section. Let us give a round of applause also to your class advisors and the rest of the teachers who helped this program possible. And of course, let us give a round of applause also to our judges and guests for gracing this activity. Special thanks also to Miss Chat and Sir Jamester who taught you the steps so you can perform your dances. We would like to give our deepest gratitude to our school administration, starting with our ever-supportive Board of Trustees, Sir Russell and Ma'am Josie Malveda. And to our beloved academic principal, Miss Manuel. To our energetic academic coordinators, Ma'am Helen and Sir Herbert. And to Ma'am Nelba and Sir Angel, our discipline counselor. And at this very moment, I need you to give your warmest applause to all your parents. They are the reasons you are here. And last, but most important, to our Father God, our Creator. From questions, on the count of 3, I need you to say thank you to each and everyone here. On my count, guys. 1, 2, 3. Thank you, and thank you. With that, I leave you the tagline used in most of the fairy tale stories. May we live happily ever after. Thank you and enjoy the rest of the night.
Tonight, we appreciate the beauty that God has given to us. And we say, God, thank you, you are so good. Everybody say, God, thank you, you are so good. Especially because you made us beautiful. Okay, so we end this night with a gratitude towards God because He loves us so much. Good night.